RV, camper, or summer car with indoor storage available at the Niagara Falls Airport Center for Commerce at 9400 Porter Road in Niagara Falls. Secure, alarmed, and monitored, the Niagara Falls Airport Center for Commerce now available for winter storage. Get the details. Call Mike Grenga now at 716-799-4259. The Niagara Falls Airport Center for Commerce, now available for indoor and outdoor storage this winter on Porter Road in Niagara Falls. Listen closely to these symptoms: inflammation, nausea, hot flashes, headaches, joint pain, muscle pain, back pain, trouble sleeping, cramps, irritated skin. You know, this is just a partial list, but if you said you have any of those symptoms, you might benefit from the power of CBD. What is CBD? Well, it's all the good taken out of the hemp plant, the marijuana plant, all the good taken out, but none of the bad. Now, you won't get high from it, you won't fail a drug test, but what you will do is find relief from these and many more symptoms. And it comes in a variety of applications. Well, there's oils, there's gummies, there's candies, there's vapes, there's rubs, there's soaks. The list goes on, and as a matter of fact, it's too numerous for me to mention here. But I'll tell you what you do. If you stop in at the Wellness Park Pharmacy, 86th and Buffalo Avenue, see Bob there, tell him you want to look in the green room. What's the green room? Well, it's a room dedicated to all CBD products. And Bob is a registered pharmacist, so he can explain to you how CBD works and what dosage is right for you. Now, you could buy CBDs in other places, but you really want to go to a registered pharmacist. You're going to be surprised and amazed, and you know what? You're going to love this product. CBD. Stop in Wellness Park, 86th and Buffalo Avenue, or call 260-1918. Oh, incidentally, if you have an animal that's suffering too, maybe joint pain or anxiety, CBD products works well for them, and there's some made especially for your animals. You can check that out too in the Wellness Park Green Room.
The opinions expressed on NiagaraBroadcastNetwork.com are those of the host and the guest, not of management or the sponsors.
The Sal and Rose Show.
Time driving home for Christmas. Everybody's thinking about going home and visiting family and friends.
Yeah, my son's coming home for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Well, Dennis Virtuoso is with us. Said he would come back, and you do come back time and time again when you're. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
What is your how many terms?
15 terms, so it'll be 30 years.
15 terms.
15 terms, 2-year terms, so it's at the end of this term, it'd be 30 years.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad run.
No.
Hey, we're at 333-3020. We're live on a Friday. Dennis Virtuoso is with us. I guess the main thing, Dennis, everybody is up in arms about this new public information officer. I'm amazed because I can't understand it. I'm looking, I'm going, what the hell is wrong with our politicians? What is wrong with our legislature? What the hell is going on? Because it seems to me, my own opinion, we could have found a better candidate than that.
Absolutely.
Not that, and I'm not. Well, we'll discuss it. But
Yeah.
tell me about.
Well, I'm just as amazed as you are because, the public information officer, first of all, is the face of Niagara County. They're the ones that, speak to all the TV cameras or meet with developers and things of that nature. They're the face of Niagara County. And we just hired a convicted felon, and not only a convicted felon, but a felon that was involved in the biggest fraud case in New York State history. The Buffalo Billion case with.
Okay, I just want to interrupt you a minute because I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But convicted felon is something that I don't know if it could be considered when you hire for certain positions. A police officer, maybe.
Yes.
A fireman, you go into people's houses, maybe. A public information officer, should we say he's a convicted felon? He's obviously released by the courts. Was he on probation now?
He's on probation.
Okay, so he's on probation. He's serving his time or doing what he's got to do. Should this preempt him from a public information officer job? Should being a convicted felon? I mean, I'm still saying they could probably have found a better choice if this guy which he is a convicted felon. But should this preempt him from having this job?
I feel it should. Like I said, because that person is a spokesperson for Niagara County. Do you want a convicted felon speaking for you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, he is speaking for you because he is the spokesperson for Niagara County. So he's speaking for you and every other taxpayer out there. When there's a press release or when there's TV cameras there and he's got to talk about what's going on, he's a spokesperson for Niagara County. He's a spokesperson for you, me, and everybody else.
I got that, but isn't the whole legislature going to be watching him? Aren't you going to be watching him and say, well, he said this wrong, or aren't you going to be watching this guy?
You know what? It doesn't matter. It's a political position. So they hired him. We voted against it.
What was the vote?
The vote was 8-5. So he didn't even, and it takes 8 votes to get it in. So he just barely made it. All right. It was the 4 Democrats and 1 Republican voted against him, and the rest of the Republicans voted for him. And there were 2 people absent.
And what's the guy's background that he is so special that he should get this job?
Well, his background, he has a good background. He has a good resume, but, like I said, he has the...
Does he have an extensive background in public relations?
I wouldn't say in public relations, but he's been
News media.
He's been involved with government. He's worked for assemblymen. He's worked for... he worked in the Republican Senate. Republican Assembly as a liaison person for one of the assemblymen. He worked at LP Simonelli as vice president, and that's where he got in trouble at. He worked. He worked for Mercury Affairs. He was a lobbyist there.
So he knows the ropes.
Yeah, he knows the ropes. He's definitely politically connected and knows politics because he's been a political operative for the last 20 years.
So if he wasn't a convicted felon, if he just put his application in, would you say he's a good choice?
I would say he's qualified. I'm not saying he's the best choice because they didn't even advertise it. What they did is they just put it on the county website for 2 weeks. They didn't put it in the newspaper. The last 2 times that position was vacant, we put it in the newspaper, we put it in the website. We had it advertised all over so we can get the best candidates.
Now, do you have to put it in certain publications?
Well, we
or?
definitely have to put it on the website, but we don't have to put it in the paper, but we always did. But this time they didn't do that. Matter of fact, we didn't even find out.
Hold on a second. When you say they,
yes,
who runs?
Well, the county manager and the human resources office.
So they don't go to the whole legislature. Hey, here's what we're going to do. Should we advertise it?
We
in the
just
paper?
found out last week that the position was even going to be open, and at that time they already had it on the website for a week and a half, and we didn't even know about it. We weren't informed about it.
How many people were interested in this job?
8 people applied.
And how many got interviewed?
5 got interviewed.
Okay, and this fellow was picked to get the job.
Yep.
By?
The majority, the Republican majority.
We're going to go to the phones in a minute. We're 333-3020. I hate to make you put on your headphones because I know you don't like them. Well, you can put them on the side like you usually
There
do,
you
you
go.
know.
Okay, we got a call.
We hate to mess up your hair. Hi, you're on the air with Dennis.
Big Sal,
Yeah,
I got a stone in my shoe.
a stone in your shoe.
Yeah, it's bothering me. It's about this last article Ken Hamilton wrote about rescinding these medals of honor
Yeah,
to our fallen troops.
yeah.
And one of the areas he brought up was they slaughtered the Indians at Wounded Knee, but no mention of the General Custer's. His entire battalion was slaughtered by Indians. And he goes on to say that they should be rescinded. And he ends the paragraph, rescind the doggone medals. But there's certain criteria you have to meet. They may not be as stringent as they are today, but at the time, they may have met the criteria. And one thing in the VA hospital in Buffalo, they have a picture of a Colonel Urban, who was a Medal of Honor winner, but none of Lieutenant John Paul Bobo, and none of David Bellavia, who was just received the Medal of Honor
guys from this area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's two that are not in it. I'm sure they'll be in. The picture will be up sooner than later, I hope.
Is there maybe so many of them out there that they can't always get them in, or?
No, I guess it's a. David Bellavia was put in. His commanding officer put him in for that 6-7 years ago, and he just got the okay within the last 6 months. So they're very stringent, but they went by the criteria today. Then, when those ones were given that Hamilton is suggesting that they rescind, follow the criteria also. And being a veteran like he is and I am, I took it real seriously. What his remarks were. Obviously, it's a political thing. Senator Warren started it for political purposes.
See, this stuff, Dennis, this stuff is just out of sight, how politics plays into all these little things, and this isn't a little thing, but
Yeah.
this job, politics is just, I'm pretty much sick of it, to tell you the truth.
Well, I think a lot of people are. I mean, we're here to govern, and that's what we should be doing, serving the people, not looking to do all these crazy things that people are doing that I see in politics now. We're here to serve and to pass laws and set policy and to govern.
Well, the veterans that received the Medal of Honor were there to serve too, Dennis.
Right.
And all the other vets that survived.
And you're right, you're right, because they have a real stringent certification and qualifications to get the Medal of Honor. Like you said, it takes years and a lot of fact-finding, and you just don't get it on a snap. It takes a long time
Sure
to be
does.
vetted for the Medal of Honor, because that is the highest honor in the nation, and for a service person, and they take that very seriously. And I think there's only about 70, isn't there? There may be
Oh,
more.
there's more than that.
Is there? Okay, I thought there was.
Or
There may be
over
70 that's alive right now or something. I don't know. I remember hearing that number 70 for Medal of Honor winners.
They get a pension, $1,200 a month for the rest of their life too.
Yeah.
So
And that's not
that's all I
really.
got to say, Sal.
Yeah.
This is Sonny.
I know, Sonny. I recognize your voice. How you been, buddy?
Good. How's your retirement going?
How's my what going?
Retirement.
Retirement.
Oh, retirement. I'm still working.
He's working 2 jobs.
I'm still working.
Good for you, Sal. You were always a hard worker. You never let any grass grow under your toes.
I try now. To be honest with you, Sonny, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to quit. I had too many guys quit, and then I don't know what happened. They get sick, whatever. I don't know. I'm still feeling good, so God willing, I'm gonna keep doing it for a while. But thanks, Sonny.
That's good. Keep it up. Keep up working, Sal.
Don't be a stranger, buddy. Call us again.
Happy holidays, you and Dennis
Yeah.
and your families.
Same
Thank
to
you. Same to you. 333-3020 is our number. Does the legislature do anything with, now, I know the city every once in a while will do a proclamation or,
Oh, yeah, we do that all the time, yep.
well,
Give proclamations
where's
out.
where's our public information officer? Because I don't hear of this stuff.
Oh, we do proclamations all the time.
Tell us about what else is going on.
Oh, we just settled the budget, the county budget, and taxes in Niagara Falls went up 32 cents per thousand,
And
and
nothing, but I thought that the county was in pretty good shape.
we are in good shape, but because of the equalization rate, in some areas, the taxes actually went down. But Niagara Falls, because we're not at 100% evaluation,
Assessment, yeah.
and that's what they base the cost per thousand on.
Mm-hmm.
So in Niagara Falls, it actually went up. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
no,
for the
no.
people that don't understand it, the actual tax levy is $83 million, $83,601 and 219. Now, how this is distributed amongst the taxpayers is that every city, town, and village has to put their assessed valuation in there, and that's divided, amongst the assessed valuation. So when you're at 100%, you're going to get a lesser cost per thousand.
Okay.
It's very difficult to
No,
understand.
I understand what you're saying.
So because Niagara Falls, let's see, Niagara Falls is at what? 73% of assessed valuation. So that's why when they say, some of the council people are calling for, a new assessment to bring us back up to 100%, which really we should be at 100%.
So you would like to see a reassessment?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, we should be at 100%. And we're not. We're at 73%. Now,
Why is that? To keep
but
the
if
taxes down or what?
if you actually went to 100%, your cost per thousand would be less. But your house may go up. Say you have a house now that's worth 110,000.
Mm-hmm.
No, say 100,000.
Okay.
And then they reassess it and it's 110.
Yep.
So at 100,000, you're paying, we'll say, $18 per thousand, right?
Okay.
All right. But at 110, you may be paying $17 per thousand.
But you're still going to you're still going to end up paying more.
No, it would be actually less because you're paying less per thousand. But what you got to worry about is in the next year's budget, if they raise the tax rate up again, see? Now
And
you're
now your
paying,
house is
now you're paying
worth
on
a lot more.
110 versus 100.
Right.
But but it would lower some, and it would equal out too, because some areas the houses are going for a lot of money. You know what I mean? You get some places, in the city. I see some of the houses almost going for $400,000, $500,000.
I see that, and I'm shaking my head, going, "Why?"
And if you look on the city assessment, they're only assessed for $200,000, so they're not paying their fair share. Where your house may be assessed at $80,000 or $60,000, you know what I mean? And maybe if it was reassessed, it might be only $50,000. Who knows?
I know you're with the county legislature, but
Right.
are you have any input on this garbage tax deal?
No, absolutely none. Absolutely none. We don't have anything to say about it. It's all city issue.
What's your feeling on it?
To be honest with you, it's going to cost me a lot of money because I own several properties in the city of Niagara Falls. And
Now, did we ever find out if you own more houses than one, if you get a better rate on the second, third, fourth, fifth house?
No, you got to pay, what is it, $188 a year
For each house.
That's single family. Then if you got a two family, I don't know what it is yet. I mean, I haven't seen all the details yet on this. And then if you own a three family, that's probably even more. You know what I mean? They go by how many totes and everything else. Like my house that I live in is actually a two-family house, but it's not because I don't rent.
You don't rent the other half out.
And I'm actually a single-family home, but I'm being charged for a two-family. So now, do I have to pay the double rate even though?
Okay,
one
but your
family?
houses that you own, that you rent,
Yes,
that's your business.
yes,
Do you pay a business rate on those?
no, because they're in residential and they're single-family. If it's 3-family and over, you pay a different rate,
More, less?
more. You get taxed with the non-homestead.
Okay, all right. Well, it's a crazy thing, but if you had a job where you got a $20,000 pay raise,
Yeah.
we didn't discuss this. We didn't discuss this part.
Oh,
of
we
it.
forgot that.
Yeah, we did forget about it.
Oh, that's the other thing.
The
with
new
Public information.
public information officer not only got this job, but got, where does the county come up with, we should give this guy a $20,000 pay raise?
Didn't even start yet. We got $20,000.
$20,000.
The public information officer now makes 57,000 or 58, something like that. This guy's going to start out at 79,000, and then next year he'll be up to like 82,000.
Now, do they come to the legislature and go, look, we're going to give this guy a job, and I know he's replacing another political job, but we like this guy. We want to give him an extra 20,000. Do they say this? I mean, did the legislature vote on that?
Yes, they did. As a matter of fact,
And how did they feel this was justified?
because the county manager said he did some research, and other cities are paying, other counties are paying their public information officers anywhere between 60 and 100,000. So he thought 79,000 would be a good starting point for this person. But yet the guy that we have in there now just started 6 months ago, and he started out at 57. So that was okay then. So anyways, I got to tell you what we did, though. What
Yeah.
I did and what my fellow Democrats did, we actually put a resolution in to eliminate the job because we feel we don't even need it
Eliminate it when?
for the first of the year.
Right
Eliminate
now?
it. Yeah, eliminate it.
Okay.
Because we don't need it. We
So
can
when-
save-
when does that vote come
because,
up?
Wait a minute, because that it's not only the salary, but the benefits and the cost of running the office come to about $122,000 a year. Okay?
Yeah.
So, we put in a resolution just to eliminate it, period. We don't even need a public information officer, okay? When the Democrats were in control, the clerk of the legislature did all the press releases and wrote all the speeches for everybody and all this stuff and, took care of all that stuff. Now,
Hold on a minute. This guy writes speeches for if you were going to do,
well, he'll like the chairman of the legislature, maybe he's got to go talk to the Chamber of Commerce, so he'll write a speech for, the chairman, stuff like that.
yeah.
Don't write no speeches for me. Never did a press release for me. I've been there 30 years and never had one press release.
All right, so you put in, you want to, recommend this job be eliminated.
Right. So we put in a resolution to eliminate the job. They voted it down. Then I put in a resolution to eliminate the $20,000 raise. Myself, Jason Zona, Owen Steed, and Mark Grozio put in a resolution to eliminate the $20,000 increase in their salary, and they voted that down too. So they had plenty of opportunity to, do away with the job and also do away with the salary, and they didn't do it.
What makes them feel that they need this job when and most people that I've talked to have not received a press release from the public information officer in years?
Yes, that's what I'm
What-
trying to say, Sal.
But-
Last year, they only did 30 press releases. 30. So, you divide that into 80,000, what is that? That's like almost $2,000 a press release, $2,500 a press release.
And so don't you guys go, how do you justify this job?
You can't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why we try to eliminate.
You don't ask that?
We did.
And they say what?
They don't say nothing. They just vote it down.
Wow.
I mean, like I said, City of Niagara Falls doesn't have a public relations officer, do they?
Not that I know of.
No, neither does Lewiston, neither does Town Niagara, neither does anybody around here have one. But County Niagara, they want one. And the funny thing is, a lot of the like the sheriff's department or the we call it fire, the Homeland Security, fire department, all that
Yeah.
for the county, they write their own press releases. The health department, they write their own press releases. So why do we need this guy?
Well, they had the information, so,
Yeah.
and used to be you'd call, if you did something, I'd call you up and say, Dennis, what'd you
Yeah,
do?
right.
What are you doing? What's going on?
Right.
And you tell me, and then the news person would write the story.
Right.
The media person.
Right.
So, I mean,
Well, I mean, I've sent press releases out to the press myself. I don't need this guy to do it.
I'm in a
I'm shaking my head too.
No, I mean, I am. I guess we're at
And then you wonder
333-3020 in case you have a comment.
Yeah, that's why, and you wonder why people have distrust in government, why your taxes are so high. You know, there are jobs there that you could knock out. You know what I mean? And this is purely a political patronage position.
But when you say for this job, we feel we don't need it, we feel it can be eliminated, we certainly don't need to put the pay raise in. You say they say nothing? I mean, they say nothing?
Nothing.
They
Watch
don't
the
say
video.
no.
Watch it on LCTV. The video's on LCTV. Watch what they say. Nothing. Just vote against it.
No answer. No,
No answer,
no,
no
we don't
nothing.
need it. Yes, we need it because.
Nothing.
Jeez. How many more years are you going to do this, Dennis?
I don't know.
Aren't you kind of like beating your head against the wall with stuff
yeah,
like this?
You get frustrated. You know, like I said, it's been 30 years, and you know, I try to do the best I can. You know, and I feel I've done a good job. You know, so
333-3020. Hi, you're on with Dennis.
Politics 101.
I could write it.
Okay? Now let's face the facts. This guy was juiced in the Republican Party
Yep.
for how many years? Okay? He blew the whistle on the Democrats on the Buffalo billion. This was a payback for him for his little due diligently job.
Well, he blew the whistle to save his own skin, Joe.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're saving him right now.
Because he was one of the architects of this whole scheme. Okay, if you read the indictment, you know, he was part of the whole scheme and
Yep,
trying
I
to
know.
fix the bids and everything else. You know.
The rat.
Right.
He's a rat. It's the words of the Godfather. He's a rat.
And that's that's funny because when we were talking about his resume, I said, well, geez, I says he left something off his resume, and that was the 32-page indictment and the 9-page plea deal that he did. He left it off his resume.
I understand how this all works, right? But I'm not saying he deserves this job, but it's politics 101. And I'm going to tell you something. Our city council Democrats did the same thing a few years back when they hired that Diallotti kid for the secretary job, who lied on his resume. They caught him lying on his resume, and they hired him because he was juiced into the Democrats. They hired him as the secretary for the city council. And what happens to him? They catch him trying to rob the place by padding his hours. So I mean, it goes both ways.
Let me
I'm not saying it's a Republican Democrat thing. What I'm saying is that we don't need this job. Period.
Right. You don't need a job.
And to hire somebody that's a convicted felon for the job to be the spokesperson for Niagara County is just. I mean, the Buffalo News said it perfect today. They said Niagara County is nuts. That's the best editorial I ever read. You got to read it.
I read it.
It's in today's paper. Today's paper, Buffalo News.
It's just how politics work.
Yep.
You take care of your own, and they took care of him, as the council took care of Diodati, and they hired him.
Let me ask you a question, just to clarify this. On this application for the job, did he lie on it, or did he just admit things? I mean, did it say, have you ever been convicted of a crime, for instance?
I got his resume right here, and there's nothing on here about him being, arrested or anything
But
like
did
that.
it ask that?
His resume, I said, his resume. Not the application, his resume.
Well, you don't really think a person will put on their resume, I'd like this job, but I was arrested for this.
I was a convicted felon 2 times over.
Well, he got hired, didn't he? They knew about it. Everybody knew about it. Everybody knows this guy's name.
You said it. You walked out of the interview because it wasn't worth your time to interview.
I wasn't going to do that.
You knew.
I was not going to interview a convicted felon for this position.
You walked right out of the room?
Yes,
And
because we interviewed the other 4 people first. When his turn came, I said goodbye and I left.
Did you say, I'm walking out because I'm not?
I said I'm not being a part of this.
And what did the people say at that?
Nothing.
Again, nothing.
A done deal. It was like the roast is done in the oven.
We knew it was a done deal, Joe. Joe, we heard 3 weeks ago they were going to hire this guy, okay? And that's what really bothers me because we heard it 3 weeks ago. The press heard about it 3 weeks ago. And the press was calling us, asking us, "Oh, do you know if they're hiring him?" I said, that's the rumor. I said, I don't know if it's true. I said, I doubt very much they would hire a convicted felon for this job. I says, and besides that,
you could have brought the most professional public information officer on the face of this earth in for that interview, and he wasn't getting the job, right? The job was already signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah,
he was given $20,000 payment, even better.
Yeah. But we knew 3 weeks ago he was going to get this job.
That is nothing.
And I'll add something else, and I'll put a little cliffhanger out there. There's another person that they're going to be hiring pretty soon that has a record for another position that we heard about.
What is that one?
I don't want to say his name. I don't want to say the position yet because I don't know for sure. But it's the rumor, and this rumor came from the same people that are saying that Kevin Schuler was getting hired too.
Well,
so.
you should leak that out to the Buffalo News or Channel 7.
Well,
you know, let them start putting that
press
on
knows
down.
about it. Press knows who I'm talking about.
I'll put my moles on it, Joe, see if we can find out.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, it's politics 101. You take care of their own, and they don't care about what the job's about. You know, what the job's going to do. $20,000 raise, 79.3. Has he got a secretary, too?
No, you don't have a
Oh, well,
secretary.
geez.
Yeah.
They saved us some money there.
Yeah, big deal.
Hey, Sal,
Yes, sir.
did Dennis bring you any cookies?
No, no coochie gatties, no.
Cookies.
I could have brought some.
Didn't I see a thing in the
Oh, we were making them last night, me and my wife.
yeah.
Wait,
I didn't get any, Joe. Nah.
Channel 7 was in his house interviewing him. All you saw was Jason's on chewing, right, eating cookies. You know, plate of cookies there, and you didn't get nothing there. Jason must have been
Nah.
That was funny, Joe, wasn't it?
Yeah. All you see was Jason chewing.
The cameraman caught Jason chewing. My wife had a plate of homemade cookies there, you know.
Nah, don't worry, Joe. I won't chew on the camera because I got nothing to chew, okay? Thanks.
At least you could do that, Johnson. You gave him a cup of coffee, and we dunked the cookies in the coffee.
Thanks, Joe.
You'd think he'd have coffee up here, you know, for the guests.
333-3020 is our number right
Not
there.
even a bottle of water up here.
He doesn't bring a cookie and he's wine. He doesn't have coffee. I don't know. Entertaining, visiting, or shopping for somebody special this season? Then be sure to check out the specially bottled, personally selected bourbons, rum, and tequila at Supermarket Liquors and Wines, Niagara's largest liquor store at Niagara Falls Boulevard and Military Road. And because Supermarket Liquor's so large, a great gift doesn't have to be expensive. Specially selected single barrel rum, tequila, and bourbon at Supermarket Liquors and Wines. Open 7 days a week for your convenience, late night, Friday and Saturday. Supermarket Liquors and Wines. Check out their weekly specials online anytime at supermarketliquor.com.
And what would you like from Santa?
I'd like WeatherTech floor liners, a cargo liner, no gel mud flaps, and seat protectors for my dad's truck.
And anything else?
Oh yeah, a cup phone.
It's easy to find the perfect holiday gift for everyone with over 100 gift ideas, including the Cup Phone, which secures your phone in virtually any vehicle.
Every step you take into winter weather could bring snow and salt right into your car, ruining the floor. It's time you stepped up to WeatherTech floor liners. Laser measured to custom fit and perfectly protect your specific make and model. Front, back, even up the sides. So give winter the boot with WeatherTech.
Check out the complete selection of WeatherTech mats and accessories at Halene's, Elsa Place in Military Road in the town of Niagara. Or call them at 297-5101 and order your WeatherTech accessories now to have them in time for Christmas. Good stuff. WeatherTech, that's probably one of the biggest things this year. People are getting into all the different WeatherTechs.
I got 'em in my car, yeah.
The liners,
Like
and now
'em,
they
yeah.
got the cup holders,
Yeah.
and good stuff.
Good
WeatherTech.
product. They're good products.
They are. They keep.
Yeah.
They, if
Yeah, I
if you
like
care about your car,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you something else. If you're thinking about getting somebody a WeatherTech product, you can go to Halene's and get a gift certificate if you're not sure exactly what they want.
Yeah, I got them in my car, and they're beautiful. They fit perfect. they're made especially for the car,
Yeah, yeah.
and they fit perfect in there, no problem.
Now they got the cup holders, the seat
Yeah.
covers, and well, there's a whole
got
list
the
of WeatherTech products.
Liners too for the back of like the SUVs and that.
Yeah, yeah, nice stuff. Haleen's, they have them all, Elsa Place, Military Road. So you're telling me that the
Yeah, I got a.
the public information officer sent you a notice on the
No, not our public information officer. I got an email just before I got here from USA Niagara. They're going to have the groundbreaking ceremony for the Hotel Niagara on Monday. So I guess the project's going to start.
Now, the Hotel Niagara, when Harry Stinson bought it and he was going to remodel it, he was going to keep it vintage. He said, I'm going to have it look the way it did
Right.
in its heyday.
Right.
I'm going to have people that look like Frank Sinatra walking through the lobby and different things like that. Have you heard any plans on what's going on?
Well, he's not part of it.
No, not anymore, but
no.
I'm talking about the
They
new.
have I think they're from Syracuse, these guys, and they did a hotel out there in Syracuse, like the Hotel Niagara was, and they brought it back to life. They brought everything back, all the marble floors, marble walls, and everything else. And supposedly they're supposed to do the same thing here. Now, I won't know for sure. I shouldn't even be talking like that until I hear on Monday what they're going to be doing. But like I said, I got the email 10 o'clock on Monday where they're going to have the groundbreaking for the Hotel Niagara, which is great.
It's a good idea. I was in there with Harry Stinson when he had it. It's practically blocked now. It's just cinder. I mean, there's nothing. They're gonna practically have to start from scratch.
Yeah, that place is it's been vacant for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
So that takes a toll on a building when you get leakage from the roof and everything else, and no heat in there and deterioration of
Well, they
paint and
had,
fixtures.
if you went to the top floor, which I think was 7 over there,
Yeah.
or whatever, if you went to the top floor, they had a giant wooden container of water. I mean, it was like the towers that you see on the street.
Yeah.
And I think it was for in case they lost water in the hotel, the water was there and you'd have
Yeah.
the pressure to take it. But that, I think, has to come out too. It was just a tub of,
Yeah.
it looked like an old wine barrel.
It needs a lot of work. I mean, in its day, it was a beautiful building. I remember going there for functions, and the ballroom there was just gorgeous, and the marble floors and everything else, and walls.
Well,
and,
when I started in radio,
yeah,
I worked part-time for WJJL at
Yeah.
that time, and they
They
were
had
in.
offices there,
They
yeah.
were their studios were on the mezzanine floor of the
Yeah.
Hotel Niagara.
Yeah.
It was neat, but that building, like you say, has been vacant for so long.
yeah. But you know what? So was the United Office building, and look what they did to that. It's gorgeous in there.
Yeah, the Giacomo.
Giacomo now, yeah, but it was a United Office building. And that was vacant for over 20-something years. And when Carl Palladino bought it, and I mean, you go in that place now, it's just absolutely gorgeous, And he brought the ground floor back to, the way it was in the old days. And the apartments, though, are newer. They modernized the apartments up there. But it's a beautiful view up there. I've been there for parties. They have a room up there. You can have a party up
Yeah,
there and everything.
yeah,
It's just gorgeous. I had my class reunion there. We had a good time, and you look out and you see the falls and everything else. It's just gorgeous view up there.
Yeah, he did a really nice
You
job.
did a
Really
great
nice
job
at
there.
the
Great
Giacomo.
job. Great job.
So, the Hotel Niagara, okay, they're going to be doing that. What other projects you hearing is going in the area, in the county, and whatever?
Well, of course, the parkway is being removed, and that's going full steam. I don't know if you took a look down there, but
No,
they started
do you
paving down there.
do you feel that's going to make I got a feeling that's not going to make a big difference. And I'm looking at the state close to our building here. When you come off the parkway, to Buffalo. It's got a scenic route to the falls, and you get on there, and you come right downtown, and it takes you right into the state parking lot. It doesn't even tell you, here's where you get off to see the city attractions or
Yeah.
to visit. It takes you right into the state parking lot as if this is the only way to go. And I kind of don't like that.
Yeah, well, that's the state for you. They want people to park in their parking lot.
Well, I know, but,
I know. I don't like that either, especially that roundabout. It's a little confusing there. But we lost a lot when that parkway went in. I mean, before people used to get off on, Pine Avenue or Buffalo,
Sure.
Buffalo Avenue and drive right into the city, either in Fall Street or down Pine Avenue. And, we lost a lot of business
So
because of that.
Niagara Falls is in the county, so what's the county legislature do about it? Do they say anything? Do they make any recommendations? Do they talk to the state?
About what? The roads, you mean?
Well, keeping the people, directing them, letting them come in the city, not so much pushing them into the parks. And this other thing that they're talking about, which I think is a ridiculous thing that'll probably never, ever happen. We want to get $5 a car from every car that parks in the state.
State will never give that up.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because if they did it here, they would have to do it at all the state parks and give it to all the cities that the state parks are in. They're not going to do that. I mean, it's wishful thinking. Personally, I think you'll never see that. You know what I mean? We have to learn how to make money in our parking lots. That's the problem. I'll tell you right now, I was at an event downtown at the Culinary a couple weeks ago. You pull in, you get your ticket, right? So you go up, you park. The function end around 9 o'clock. You go out to go pay, and nobody's there.
Right, they close up the office.
They close the office.
Yeah.
I mean, so, cities losing money. But, you go to other places, they'll have where you have to put the ticket in, then put your credit card in, and then pay that way. You're not losing nothing.
And we have that on the street.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they let
Yeah.
you get away with it in the ramp
Right.
if you hit them at the right time.
But the ramp is like, the park there is like $20. You know what I mean? So it's a lot more than $3 in that, in the parking meter. The city's losing a lot of money in their parking lots,
Yeah.
not because they're not thinking, financially how to make money there.
Do we have somebody that controls the parking ramps? Or is that,
I
or
don't
is
know.
that,
I don't know how the city does that. Matter of fact, I was at another function there during the summertime, and they had a guy, when you went in, was collecting cash. He had a stack of cash like that. I said, are you kidding me? With a cigar box there.
well,
There's
had
no way to do
they
that.
had a problem like that at one time. They
Yeah.
were collecting cash and some of the cash disappeared at one time, I remember. And then they launched an investigation and I heard the cash reappeared.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. It turned up a few days later.
But really, they should operate it, and you could do it really without employees. I've been to airports where you get your ticket when you go in, right? It's all mechanical. Get your ticket, and then on the way out, you stick that ticket into the machine, and you stick your credit card in there, and you pay.
Right.
I mean, not one employee.
333-3020, Dennis Virtuoso says, we're going to talk more about the county and what the legislature's doing or maybe not doing. I don't know. We'll be right back.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Take advantage of exceptional financing at your local Cub Cadet dealer today.
Stop by your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer, Niagara Lawn and Garden Equipment, today.
Hey, make sure you step out and see Mike Richards at Niagara Lawn and Garden. And making me laugh, Dennis. Here, Niagara Lawn and Garden. They've got all the snow blowers. But we hear the snow is coming.
Yeah.
2-stage, 3-stage, even more. You know what? You want to get the snow out of your way. You want to do it effortlessly. Go see Mike at Niagara Lawn and Garden. Now, I guess I'm not supposed to tell you this yet, but they made a special purchase on a bunch of snow blowers and lawn mowers, and there's going to be a big sale coming up. If you're thinking about buying Christmas, maybe for next season, whatever, go see Mike Richards at Niagara Lawn and Garden. Don't tell him I told you about the sale. Niagara Lawn and Garden are on Saunders Settlement Road, just off Military.
Do they fix lawnmowers?
Well, that is one of the things that makes them a very good choice, because you could go to a big box store and buy a Cub Cadet about the same price. But when they don't start, you're in trouble.
But they do fix
Oh,
lawnmowers.
yes, they do.
Because
Lawnmowers and-
because
yeah.
there's no place in the city you can get a lawnmower fixed anymore. I used to take mine to DeFranco's, to get tuned up and everything.
They don't do it anymore?
They don't do it anymore, and so I had to go all the way out to Niagara Falls Boulevard to that Stoles or whatever it is.
Stolten?
But I don't
No.
know now if
Oh,
they
yeah,
do
you-
it. That's right down. That's close to me.
Oh,
I could
yeah,
bring it
Mike,
there.
Mike Richards, the guys. In fact, I hear they have some of the best mechanics in the area.
Oh, good. I'll take my lawnmower there.
As I talked
Get
to
it
somebody the
tuned up.
other day who said, I saw the ad for Niagara Lawn and Garden, and I went to cut my grass for the last time, and my machine was smoking.
Yeah.
And he said he brought it to one guy who told him, well, you must have bad bearing, you have this, you have that, it's going to cost you $600-700, but I'll give you $400 for it because I could fix it, but it's going to take a lot of money to put into it, but I can do it. And he said, nah. He said he went to Richards, and they told him you needed a belt or something that was just rubbing the wrong way.
And that's something.
Yeah, so I mean, but they do have good, yes.
Oh, good.
Answer to your question, they fix lawnmowers and snowblowers. Your
And they
snowblower,
sharpen the blades and everything?
I imagine they
Yeah,
do.
Okay. All right.
But
We gotta take my lawnmower there.
right now, you go to start your snowblower and it doesn't work, Niagara Lawn and Garden. Or better yet, just buy a Cub Cadet. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Tell me about the legislature. What is the plans for the coming year? What are we looking forward to? Are we looking for anything new and exciting? I mean, you must set a future goal to what here's what we want out of the legislature in 2020.
Well, Sal, it's a constant battle all year round. I mean, we're constantly looking for ways to streamline government, streamline our departments, try to cut costs down, because the budget comes up pretty quick next year. You know what I mean? And so we're constantly always trying to look at better ways and more efficient ways to run county government. Like I said, county government runs pretty good. We have a surplus. We got a surplus of $25 million, which is great. You know what I mean? We don't have to worry about any emergencies or anything of that nature. And that's good for our bond rating, because they like to look at how much surplus we have, in the bank, and that brings down your bond rating when you're trying to do capital projects and borrow money.
But when you see millions of dollars, it sounds like you got a lot of money kicking around.
Well, it's not a lot. It's financially, you should have that much, okay? Good financial practices say you should always have about a 6 to 7% reserve in your fund, in case there is an emergency. And Wall Street looks at that. They look at how much you have in your fund balance, how much you have in your reserves. Are you paying your bills on time and everything else, just like you do, for a normal person. Wall Street looks at that kind of stuff. So when you go to borrow money, you're rated, and we're like AAA.
So how does the county work out with, you hear the city, we need police cars, or we need this, or we need that. How does the county keep up with all the equipment they need?
Well, we buy through the state contract. Sometimes we lease, We've got electric vehicles now. We tried a few of them, instead of gas.
What vehicles are electric?
Some of the vehicles, like I think it's in social services or the health department, they have a few hybrid cars. You know what I mean? So we're experimenting with that too. We bulk buy our gas and our vehicles right off state contract. So we get them at pretty low prices. What we do though, we don't wait. We after 2 or 3 years, then we'll turn them over and get newer ones. This way, we're not constantly trying to fix up. It costs more to fix it up. You buy your new vehicle, it's under warranty and everything else, so that's less cost you have in repairs and everything else.
Do we have a mechanic? I know Niagara Falls had their own mechanic shop. I don't even know if they do that anymore.
We have our own. Yeah,
the county has their own.
Yeah.
So you have mechanics that work on the equipment.
Yes.
How are we set for snow plows, salting, and all that type of stuff?
We got great equipment. I mean, like I said, every year we're buying like a new truck every year, and we replace the old ones and buy a new one every year, so it's not a big burden, buying 10 at one time or something like that. So we're constantly, buying new vehicles all the time.
Do we have enough salt? Because I hear this a lot in the wintertime. Well, the roads were icy yesterday morning. Well, that's because they didn't have a lot of money for salt, so they're cutting down. I don't know if that's true, but in a lot of cases I've heard that. Well, that's what I'm asking you.
No, in the county we got We got tons of salt.
So that's not a problem.
That's not a problem with
Plowing,
us.
we got enough plows.
We got enough plows.
Do we
and
have do we have enough plows and salters and grass cutters and whatever other trucks we need to share services should somebody decide this is what we want to do?
See, that's a problem. And let me tell you why. Because when you try to, we'll say, have a county go in and pave roads in Niagara Falls, right? The unions will complain, you're taking jobs away from us, which is true. So you have maybe lawsuits and things of that nature. You have to enter into a shared service agreement, and you have to bring the unions on board to do stuff like that. That hasn't been done yet. Now, we'll contract with towns and villages to plow county roads. So they'll use their people to go out, like say if, like in Somerset, it's too far for us to drive to plow our county road. So we'll ask the town of Somerset people to plow our road for us, and we'll pay them. You know what I mean? Because it's not worth it for us to have a guy drive all the way out there, plow the road, then come all the way back. So we'll have that certain town plow that road for us, and we'll pay them. So that's kind of a shared service, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but when we hear we're going to ask for shared services, is it feasible to say we're going to go to the county and say, look, we have a problem plowing our roads in the city, and we want to, can we share services? Because you have some of your guys, now the unions won't allow that to happen, right?
Well, that's what I mean. You have to sit down with your unions first, because the county just can't go in and do that, unless it's an emergency, you know what I mean?
No,
Then
I
I'm sure
understand.
no one
I
cares,
understand
but-
it. So does anybody have plans to sit down with these unions
Well,
and say?
we'll find out. We'll find out with the new mayor if he's going to do that. If he's going to look into shared services, I'm pretty sure he will. When I saw him election night, he says, "We got to talk about, some county stuff with you." I said, "Okay, I'm here."
Are the county people up? If the county people,
Well, we do it already, Sal. Like I said, we share our equipment with the towns. Like if the towns needs our paver, the machine that lays the
Well, that's
tar
different to
down
go.
and everything
That's
else, we
different to
share it.
go. Hey, we want to borrow your paver.
Yeah.
Then our union people use it and do the
Right.
work.
Right.
I mean, but how about if they say, "Hey, could you send a couple plows in to help us plow Pine Avenue this winter? Every time we have a big snow, and we'll send some guys to patch some roads in the county. Can they?
Yeah, you could do anything you want as long as you got an agreement to do it. You just can't go into, another municipality can't go in another municipality and work without an agreement. You got to have an agreement. You have to. Because
And
in case there's injuries or anything like that, or machine breaks or
But
something
the
like
unions are already into their agreement, their contract. So how would you have to reopen a whole?
You don't have to reopen a
bargaining
contract.
session?
You just talk to your unions and say, look, could we have maybe 2 county plows come in and plow these roads to help relieve the pressure of you guys, trying to get everything done at one time? And if they say yes, then fine. As long as you're not cutting any jobs, I don't see why they would not allow it. It's when you start cutting jobs.
Well, they're going to say, well, you come in here and it takes 6 hours for us to do this. You come in here, it's going to take 4.
Well, I mean,
and
just-
we're losing hours here.
A prime example is when all the shootings were going on in Niagara Falls, the sheriff offered to send some guys in there, and they said no.
They said no, bringing in extra patrol cars, policemen,
Yep.
because the union has to
Right.
fill.
Right. I mean, so there you go.
I think this is good. No, I think this is going to be a hard road to.
It is. But if you sit down with people and talk to them, sometimes you can get things done. But like I said, that offer was out there to send, a couple sheriff deputies down here to help out, and the answer was no.
Yet, when the height of any big disturbance, shooting, fights, trouble, the sheriff comes in.
There's a
town of
mutual
Niagara
aid. Yeah,
comes in. Yeah, they come right in.
Yeah, that's a mutual aid
and
type
they
thing.
handle it.
And we have that with fires too. In case there's a fire, there's
Sure.
a mutual aid that everybody comes in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so there's some possibility. I guess the whole thing boils down to we got to wait and see what the new regime is going to bring.
It boils down to people sitting down and talking and trying to get an agreement. That's what it boils down to. And if you don't talk to people, you're not going to get anything done. We're willing to talk.
You're willing to talk.
I'm willing to talk.
You're willing to talk. The other people are willing. Were they willing to talk about your public information officer?
Nope.
We're coming right back. said, holiday season again. Time for visits from family and friends, and the time to make sure all your home appliances are working properly. Now, if you're having a problem or you need someone to look at it, then you need Chris Moore's number. Chris Moore, Niagara's #1 repairman. His service call, $35, and he will come and fix your home appliances, stove, refrigerator, washer, any home appliance for a $35 service call, plus the cost of parts and labor. Chris Moore, taking this opportunity to wish you and yours a safe and happy holiday season. At the Wellness Park Pharmacy at 86th and Buffalo Avenue and the Community Medical Pharmacy on Michigan Avenue just off Main Street, you're not just another customer, and your needs are important. To them, you're a somebody.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
Now under new ownership, both pharmacies will see to it that you get the personal service that you deserve. Want to give them a try? Then call right now, 260-1918, and tell them you want to switch your prescriptions over to the Wellness Park Pharmacy or Community Pharmacy in Niagara Falls. They'll make all the phone calls to make it happen. And both pharmacies offer free home prescription delivery. And when you have them on the phone, be sure to ask about their wide selection of CBD products, available in creams, oils, gummies, and much, much more. Get all the details today by calling 260-1918. The Wellness Park Pharmacy at 86th and Buffalo Avenue and the Community Medical Pharmacy on Michigan Avenue just off Main. Call 260-1918.
Where everybody knows your name. Everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came.
They're good people there. I don't know, do you ever hear anything about that CBD oil? I haven't tried it myself,
No,
but
I haven't.
some people swear by it.
Yeah,
They're saying it's some of the best. I don't know.
we'll see.
Christmas season, anything special coming up in the county? I know that people say there's nothing to do, but actually
No,
there's
it's quiet now. I mean, after budget now, everybody relaxes until the first of the year.
And nothing special coming up then.
Not to my knowledge.
And that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, Dennis, I'm glad you came back.
I'm happy to be back.
I'm
Thank
shaking my head over this public information officer, but that's over with now?
You should have applied.
That's over with? Man,
You got
yeah, but I got
news experience and everything else.
Nah, that didn't really interest me.
You could do another job, can't you?
80,000 a year? Yeah, maybe I could have. I probably could have squeezed it in. That's right. How many press releases a year you got to write? 20?
Last year was only 30.
Oh, I could have done that. Could have done that standing on my head.
Yeah.
I should have applied. Well, you're entering 30th year. You said now.
It'll be 30 year. Well, my 15th term. At the end of 15. At the end of this term, it'll be 30 years. Yeah.
And I think I asked you this once before.
I think that's a record. And
I asked you this once before, and you didn't give me a direct answer.
what's that?
When's enough enough?
Well, when the voters say no.
Well, after all these terms, Dennis, they like you. You
Yeah.
keep coming back.
I mean, like I said, it's up to the voters. I got 30 years experience. I could tell you everything in this budget. You know what I mean? And this is only one of two books. All right, and there's like 500 pages of financial lines, and I could tell you almost everything line by line in here. I know what I'm talking about when I talk about it. And I think all the other legislators know that too. And I research things. So
you got a good reputation.
I do my homework.
You got a good reputation.
Yeah.
Proud to say you're a friend of mine. I'm glad you're back in.
Thank you.
Glad you came back on the show. And I wanted to tell you one more thing.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't get Christmas cookies, Merry Christmas
Yeah.
to you and your family.
And Merry
Dennis.
Christmas to everybody out there too.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah, thank you.